Hey everybody, Mario here, otherwise known as Y2M on the interwebs, and welcome to another installment of Reboot Review. Alright, so let me get this out of the way first. Now, due to the fact that just how ridiculous and how quick the DC-52 has been getting sold out everywhere, I basically ordered online some stuff, and now I'm just basically waiting on what gets to me first. So instead of having a set schedule with the comics that are supposed to come out, which is now impossible, I'm just going to basically review whatever I get. And with that out of the way, let's get it started with Batgirl number 1. You know this isn't going to be a good review when I start off with by saying Now see, Batgirl had a lot going for it. It was a controversial book because Barbara Gordon was going to be walking again. A lot of people were used to her as being Oracle. Sure, she was handicapped, but she was mature, she was intelligent, and she could hold her own against anyone, really. And that's why a lot of people liked her. That's why she was an icon to the handicapped community, and why they were all really pissed once they found out that she was going to be Batgirl again. Gail Simone is a very good writer, well known in the industry, one of the top female writers in the industry, as a matter of fact. She's done a lot of good work, especially for the Deadpool arc. I liked her stuff, which is why I had such high hopes and expectations that were unfortunately not even close to being met. Look, the artwork by Ardian Syaf was really good. I really enjoyed the artwork. I'm not hating on the costume. It's okay. I wish it was the old one, but you know, hey, it's okay. It's passable. It's the plot and some of the dialogue. For one thing, I know they're trying to give Barbara her own villains, but the Mirror, right? That's the villain in this one. Why is he the plot to Final Destination? Seriously, just read and you'll be groaning out loud. In fact, I'm gonna call him Final Destination from now on, because that's exactly what he is. He's Final Destination. He's the plot of Final Destination, the movie, which is not a movie you really want to replicate, really. And then what happened with the dialogue? It's like she's talking, and then she's talking in the thought squares, and then she's thinking to herself in the thought squares. It's like, what the hell? Where's the consistency? I'm like, who is she talking to? Herself or to the person? It makes no sense. And considering who is writing this, it's a little inexcusable. But the thing that bothers me the most is that they touch on the whole weird wheelchair thing with Barbara getting shot by the Joker. They touch upon that. According to this New Universe, she was shot a few years ago. She was paralyzed to a wheelchair. In fact, they're even hinting that she was Oracle for a time. But somehow, miraculously, she can walk again, and now she's Batgirl again. Do we know what that miraculous event was? Nope. Would it have killed them to include at least one page devoted to that, to explain it? Nope. So what gives then? Why weren't we given an explanation? It's another thing that's inexcusable. I'm not hating on it. There's actually far worse comics out there than this, and I'm unfortunately going to get to that in a second. But this could have been so much better. Considering who was writing it, it felt like I was reading a first draft, and that's really disappointing. Barbara deserves a lot better. And I'm only going to pick up the second issue because I am under the assumption that it is going to get better. Please do not let me down. Remember a moment ago that I said that Batgirl wasn't the worst of the 52 that was out so far? That distinction goes to Hawk and Dove, number 1. Now you're probably wondering, why the hell did I pick up Hawk and Dove? Well, partly because I was getting impatient on waiting on the other better comics to come in the mail. Partly because there was hardly anything left in the comic book shelf that I went to, so I basically decided not to go empty-handed. But mostly because I apparently hate myself. Wow, okay, I don't know who Sterling Gates is. I'm under the assumption he lost a bet, or drew the short straw, or lost at musical chairs, and was given Hawk and Dove as punishment, or losing the bet, or whatever. It is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. I read it twice, don't know why, but I did, and it is absolutely terrible. There is no plot. At least I didn't think there was. I tried to figure out something about zombies, which, again, What? Where did that come from? Another Hawk-like guy appearing at the end. Yeah, I'm going to spoil it for you because I want to save you some pain. And Hawk is supposed to be the Avatar of War, but instead he comes off as a big dumb jock, so apparently Avatars of War are football jocks. And Dove is supposed to be the Avatar of Peace, but she just comes up as an indecisive little twat. So, good work. Now you're probably saying to yourself, but Mario, surely the artwork must redeem it. Oh, did I mention that the artwork is done by Rob Liefeld? And the penny drops. So basically I got a good example of 90s style artwork and why it contributed to me giving up on comics around that time. So yay. Look, I'm not harping on the guy personally. I've met him. He's actually a nice guy and he created Deadpool, so he's got that going for him. It's just, whew, well. So basically, I hate myself, and I'm willing to give this up. Really, I'm willing to give this up. This is absolutely the worst of the New 52 so far. All right, and now here's my review of Green Arrow #1, and that was my review. All right, I kid, but seriously, I guess there's somebody like Smallville. They decided to make Ollie Queen younger and hipper and more look like the character from Smallville that was played by Justin Hartley. It was okay. His skill with the bow is pretty good, and the way he dealt with some of those young punk villains was quite good. But that was it. The plot was weak at best. Apparently Green Arrow is stopping these young villains who like to get famous by filming themselves do bad things on YouTube and want to be on reality TV, and apparently their boss wants to get them on reality TV, so we're gonna have reality TV villainy. So basically, the moral of Green Arrow is reality TV is evil. And quite honestly, I really didn't need to learn that from Green Arrow. I can just put on MTV and I'll learn the same lesson. It was far better than Hawk and Dove, I'll give it that, but it wasn't anything stellar either. It was just average, and that's that. Alright, and finally, and mercifully, Green Arrow #1. Wow, an actual decent comic. Well, actually, more than decent, it was actually pretty good. So Sinestro! Green Lantern! Again. What the? I'm a little confused though, because I thought the New 52 was supposed to be for new readers, and yet Green Lantern seems to be a continuation of what happened before the reboot. I had to do some light reading just to get caught up on why Sinestro's holding a green ring and why Hal isn't. Okay, I buy it, and the story, though, for the most part, you can pick up and read. It's pretty good, and Sinestro's kind of a badass. I like him. I like how things played out. I'm hoping that certain Guardians get humbled a bit. The only thing I didn't like is that Hal is useless without his ring. And he shouldn't be, but they really made him out to be a little bit useless, and that just seems kind of wrong, especially since he's my favorite of the Lanterns. But I can't wait to see what happens next. The last page ends on a dun 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 note, and this, quite honestly, is the best one that I've gotten this week. I know, there were others, but I haven't gotten those yet, so I haven't read those yet. But for me, this is the one. This is the winner. Don't even touch Hawk and Dove. Just don't. That's it. Like I said, once I get more comics in the mail, I'll read those and I'll review them as I go along, and hopefully nothing should interfere in my plans. Other than that, stay nerdcore, Y2M out.